Hello everybody and welcome to the 2021 VRL Round 8 Australian Grand Prix presented by in partnership with ARL. We're here for qualifying in Melbourne, where uh, it will be decided who will start where for today's race. Right now, there seems to be no action on track as uh, normal at the start of qualifying. There we go, it seems as though now Alfa Romeo of Lazio is out. One moment, it seems I've got some technical difficulties here. There we go. Let's go on board now with Lazio, who will be the first person starting his lap. Trying to warm up his tyres as he heads up into Sector 3. And the final set of corners. So there's a yellow flag in Sector 3 as it looks like a Haas of 5 Street going slowly. And there we go, Lazio starts his lap. Now DRS open 198 miles an hour at 200 miles an hour as he brakes hard and cuts that the entry quite a bit, going into the second DRS zone after the first chicane complex, going into turn 3 now, which is a right left hander, not a chicane in fact, just a weird set of corners. Going through the flower, right hander coming into the next section, setting the fastest sector 1 on the way. Breaking into the chicane quite nicely. Hopping over the curb there, the sausage curb. Going now into the fast chicane area. Setting the fastest sector 2 whilst at it. DRS open 190 miles an hour. 198 miles an hour, and then braking hard going into this right hander. Going this almost flat out right hander where you have to almost flat out right hander. Going now into the final corner, getting a bit of oversteer on the exit, and DRS open, setting the fastest lap currently with 1:21.689. Good lap there from Lazio, as now we head over to the Mercedes of Freddie Mercury to see his qualifying lap, as 5 Street gets the fastest lap now with a 1:21.562. It's a yellow flag there. It seems as though 5 Street was going slowly, as Dion, or PTRS as he's known, sets the fastest lap of a 1:24.69. Fastest lap of anybody so far. As Freddie Mercury sets the fastest sector 1, catching up to the Red Bull of Synax. Trying to get a bit of slipstream from him to increase his decrease his time, as the slipstream is crucial in the DRS zones here to launch you up someone's inside during the race. Going into the final 2 corners now. Going to flat out right hander of the last corner, having a bit of oversteer. DRS open, 8th gear. And 2nd place with a 124.74. Now, as it stands, PTRS Dion or PTRS will get pole position with the time of a 120.469. Next is Freddie Mercury with a 120.474. 5 Streak with a 121.562. Lazio with a 121.689. CPB or Aiden with a 122.10 in 5th. CPB or Aiden with a 122.102. Today, Tommy, Jargon. As Jargon sets the fastest lap now, taking provisional pole position away from Dion or PTRS with a time of almost 1/10 up on PTRS. Remarkable lap there from the Ferrari driver. As we see the Mercedes of PTRS getting ready for another run in the bottom right of the screen. Let's now go on board with the other Ferrari driver of JH, who will be doing his flying lap in a moment. Now as the Ferrari driver of JH nears the end of his lap, it looks as if he is going to take pole position away from his teammate Jargon, as he set the fastest sector 1 and 2 right now. Not going flat out through the last corner, which it might take away, might increase his time, sorry, and he goes 4th fastest with a 121.169. It seems as though the last sector lost him a lot of time. Now we see here 5 Streak going to start his next flying lap to hopefully increase his starting position from provisional 5th to hopefully the top 4. This goes through the turn 1 and 2 complex. Going to turn 3 now with the DRS open, braking hard. Switching back to the other side of the track, going left again. Going through the right, flat out right hander now. Trying not to lose it on the exit, cutting a bit of that. Sorry, taking some of that curb. Going into the chicane now. Not touching the sausage curb, which might actually be quicker. Going into the 3rd and final DRS zone now. And invalidating by going on the grass. Very unfortunate for the Haas driver. Elliptic_, hello. Now, let's now see Freddie Mercury trying to improve his P3 time, setting the fastest Sector 1 so far. Going through the flat out 190 mile an hour left-hander, going into the very fast chicane complex that leads into the third DRS zone. It's very important to get that right, as that will give you the it's very important to get that that chicane right, as it will benefit your entrance into the DRS zone. Now heading into the last corner, he nearly invalidates, going a tiny little bit too deep into that curb, and sets the fastest lap with a 1:20.098. Nearly 2/10 faster than the P2 man, Jargon, in the Ferrari. As Prism has retired from this qualifying session without setting a lap. See what's happened here. Seems he just lost it in the DRS zone. This is very unfortunate for the McLaren driver. Let's go on board with Rexy35 doing his second run, it seems like. On the left here we can see the tyre usage, so how old the tyres were when each of the drivers set their fastest laps. So Jargon sets the fastest lap now, 0.10 of a second faster than the Mercedes of Freddie Mercury. Surely going to be a very interesting title shootout between the two of them. The three, in fact, the two Mercedes drivers and the Ferrari driver of Jargon. As Rexy invalidates, trying to go for another quick run, one after another. Let's now go on board with Lachu, who will be starting a lap, probably. Yes, he will. Going through the last corner, DRS open, going into 8th gear now, 190 miles an hour, 200 miles an hour, braking very hard, going into that, trying to cut that corner as much as possible without invalidating. There was a Haas off there, a Williams off there, trying to avoid the lateral of Alfa Romeo to not ruin his lap. Now going through the right-left-hander and going straight into the flat-out right-hander. The Alfa Romeo going now into a chicane, one of the chicanes here, heading in Sector 2 now. Not setting any purple sectors right now. Touching that sausage curb quite nicely to get the best success. PTRS is the fastest lap with 1:19.820, and Lachu now heading into the fast chicane section and invalidates as there's a Ferrari in the wall. JH has spun coming out of the fast right left-hander just before the DRS zone. This is terrible for the Ferrari driver. Without a front wing, he might have just enough time to do another lap. Just about, it seems. Let's go on board now with today Tommy, who will be starting his fastest lap, who will be starting a flying lap, going into the second DRS zone now. Well, first after the finish line, braking quite hard into that corner, Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
Fly Audible and travel the world.
What's
Listen
this?
up and settle.
Right, sorry about that. Now we have confirmation of what happened to Prism. It seems as though he was getting ready for a hot lap, but his hands started aching, so he quickly took it off the wheel and accidentally clipped the grass and lost it. So it's very unfortunate for the McLaren driver. Anyways, 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. The provisional order so far is PTRS on pole, Jargon in second, Freddie Mercury in third, Rexy 35 Whitehan in fourth, JH fifth, Jack SFC 03 in sixth, Katana 7th, 5 Streak 8th, Synax 9th, Lachu 10th, CPB or Aiden 11th, Mystic Mind in 12th, Today Tommy in 13th, and Prism, the McLaren driver who had that unfortunate accident earlier on in the session. So on board now with Jargon, who is on his flying lap, trying to beat PTRS to pole position. Locking up there, but not doing any real damage to his lap time. Last corner, DRS open, 8th gear now, and he stays in P2. Sadly, he won't have enough time to do another flying lap, which is very unfortunate. So far, it's looking as if, unless Freddie Mercury can improve, it's looking as if PTRS will get pole position, and Jargon will have to start from P2. Having a bad entry into that corner. It seems as though Freddie Mercury might not be on the flying lap. He must be on the flying lap, since he's got no time left. Right, rounding off the penultimate corner, going now into the flat-out right hand of the last turn. DRS open, 7th gear, 180 miles an hour, over the line, and he stays in P3. So now the order, the qualifying order is PTRS starting on pole position with an excellent time of 1:19.820. Jargon in P2 with a time of 1:19.833. Freddie Mercury P3 with a time of 1:20.022. Unfortunately, he couldn't improve much. So here is the starting order, as I said before. PTRS on pole position, Jargon in P2 close behind, 13 hundredths of a second behind. Freddie Mercury P3, Rexy 3.5 Whitehan in the Racing Point P4, JH in the Ferrari P5, Jack SFC in the other Racing Point P6, Katana in the Williams P7, 5-Strick in the Haas P8, Synax in the Red Bull P9, Lachu in the Alfa Romeo P10, CPB or Raiden in the AlphaTauri P11, and that rounds off the top 11 so far. And it's going to be a wet race here in Australia. a full wet. It's pouring down here in Australia, in Melbourne, in fact. This is going to be a tough race for the drivers today. Australia is a very interesting track in wet conditions, so this will be very hard start, or whole race in fact, for the international drivers. One light, two. Oh, once. I'm sorry, I forgot there was a formation lap. Anyways, so we will be doing a formation lap to honor the former Formula One chief Max Mosley after he sadly passed away a few days ago. As PTRS loses it, going into turn 4, sorry. As we see PTRS warming up his tyres on the slippery surface, which some say is unsuitable for Grand Prix racing, but others say it's just part of the experience for the drivers. As now the top three, sorry, are now heading to the grid. Are on the grid, sorry. And Jargon here, actually starting in P2, has the advantage as he's on the inside of PTRS. So he has to get a good start to jump PTRS at the start. Just waiting for the last car of the last car, which is Katana, to line up. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. JH gets a very good start, going into first position, going into P1. Freddie Mercury jumps Jargon. It seems like after he overtook him, Jargon's into P3 now. Oh, and there's a safety car. As Freddie Mercury has lost it. As Freddie Mercury loses it. Freddie Mercury loses it on the first corner. First couple of corners. This is incredible. What a start to this Australian Grand Prix. One of the fastest drivers in Tier 1 has crashed out. Very unfortunate for the Mercedes team today. So the safety car now waits in the first DRS zone, just after the first set of corners. So now they all approach where the safety car is. Safety car is waiting here now. So they've picked up the leader as the safety car has picked up the leader. Bernd Mailander doing his job well, slowing the pack down to avoid further incidents and for the marshals to recover the Mercedes of Freddie Mercury. Sorry about that, I forgot words. As we go on board now with the as we go on board now with PTRS, who is the first driver in P1 currently, behind the safety car leading the pack. And we have a message from Freddie Mercury, who says that something happened between him and Jargon. We don't know exactly what happened. But I'm sure we will soon be finding out. Safety car will be in next lap, hopefully. The standing water has cleared up, so it should be easier for the 13 drivers to make their way around this very wet racetrack. But once again, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate incident between Freddie Mercury. Sorry, very unfortunate crash by Freddie Mercury. Everybody is behind the safety car trying to warm their tires. It looks like the safety car will be coming in this lap. Yep, we've just got confirmation from race control that the safety car will be coming in this lap. So as all the drivers warm their tires in this torrential rain. PTRS will be leading the pack. When the safety car comes in. He's backing the pack up quite. Far back, and it seems as though he's got overtake and rich fuel mixture on. Going now into turn 1, incident free so far. We saw a brief yellow flag, but that's just a bug. As Jack SFC gets past Rexy 3-5. And Rexy tries to fight back, but is unable. As Katana gets past Prism. Prism trying to fight back, but Katana was just too far ahead. Prism getting past Katana once again. Katana's trying to get in that P12 back from him. Their bumper to their front wing to gearbox. As I believe the F1 version of that saying is. Safety car again. Something has happened. What has happened? Nobody's out of this race. What has happened? This is very interesting. Very odd. Very odd start to this race. Seems like we're going to be on the safety car conditions for another couple of laps. JH lets Jargon by, but then has to cede position. As JH gets past Jargon again, what is happening here? Why are they trading positions on the safety car? This is quite interesting. The rain is getting worse and worse. You can barely see a thing. Next lap, the safety car will be in. Everybody is warming their tires very cautiously under the safety car to not spin off, which is
back with thousands of destinations.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Something started playing in the background. No idea what it was. As it's still pouring down, the spots where cars got rid of the water are now becoming rivers. It's like and the safety car is in this lap. This is turning into a Fuji 1976. Fuji 1976 clone, per se. So now we watch the current race leader warming up his tyres, ready to restart the race and catch the two Ferraris behind out. So and he goes now, or does he? And now he goes, overtake and rich fuel mixture are on. Prism gets past today, Tommy. And Katana, and Katana fights back now. Prism is in his slipstream, trying to go down, looking down the inside, but that he's too far back. And today Tommy has pitted. As Mystic Mind is trying to get past his teammate Lachu for 8th position. It's very hard to see anything in these conditions. Shogun's getting closer and closer to PTRS. And Synax is also getting even closer to Mystic Mind. As now Prism is also getting very close to Katana. As Jack SFC is 3/10 now behind JH. He's gonna try look down the inside, but he's just too far back. As PTRS is out of the race, he's crashed out. What's happened here? Seems as he's just lost control. The two Mercedes are out of this race. And the safety car has been deployed once again. Wow. The two Ferraris will be going head to head for P1 and 2. As 5 Streak gets a free, as 5 Streak has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Let's go now to our race leader Jargon to see how he is. Sorry, let's now go on board with our race leader Jargon. as Katana pits and gets overtaken by Prism for P10. Funatech YouTube, hello. I'm good. You? I'm very good. Yeah. Oh, and it seems like Katana's getting a front wing change as he has probably damaged it somewhere on something. That's good. Anyways, this is the third safety car of the race. Yeah, well, Fanatec, you have a bit of a point. We have a double Mercedes retirement, which is quite uncommon. Last time in real life that happened was God, I can't remember now. Something 2019. 3 safety cars, 2 retirements makes total sense. So now we see the 2 Williams, both about 20 seconds behind the pack. Oh, sorry, 120 seconds behind the pack, the other 40 seconds behind the pack, which is quite sad. As Synax gets a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision with Mystic Mind. Safety car will probably be in next lap, unless I forgot words. Safety car will probably be in next lap as Synax pits now for a set of wet compound tires, serving his 5-second time penalty and also changing his front wing at the same time. And he ends up in P12. If Synax hopefully catches up in time, the safety car will be in. This lap we just need confirmation when we enter Sector 3. Nothing really interesting happens during the safety car periods. We have entered Sector 3, sorry, and Synax hasn't caught up to the pack. Sorry, Sector 3, and Synax hasn't caught up to the pack yet, meaning that, sorry, my mistake, the safety car will be in this lap. Right, let's go. Now, let's now follow our race leader, shall I say. In the bottom right, you can see the telemetry, so you can know when he decides to go and when he turns overtake on. Who has his Ferrari teammate decides to go side by side, and he gets a terrible restart. Going from P1 to P3 and then back to P1. As he decides now to use overtake. As Sacho goes down the inside of the Haas of 5 Streak. As 5 Streak goes really deep. Today Tommy gets past Synax, and there's some damage. Seems as though damage on the Williams. As the Daytona gets past Synax again. Yes, it seems as though Katana has lost his front right end plate. As now we see Mystic Mind getting past 5 Streak. As Prism gets past 5 Streak as well. As Katana is on the back of 5 Streak, who may or may not also have wing damage. So it should be a fair fight between the two. As Mystic Mind is gonna try go for the overtake on Lachu, but run out of energy deployment. So he won't be able to go for it this corner. Mystic Mind tries to go down the inside of Lachu again, but once again he's too far back. But now is he gonna do a switchback? Yes, he does. He's now on the outside. He's gonna try go around the outside, but thinks better of it. And Lachu is sliding all over the place, and Mystic Mind gets past. So does Prism. Lachu loses out terribly, and 5 Streak gets past as well. And Katana is out. Lachu and Katana are Lachu has spun, went off track, and so has Katana. Katana has taken out. Sorry, Katana may have half taken out Lachu, as Lachu is now hitting the wall trying to sorry, not trying to, he's got a lot of wing damage, so it will be very hard for that driver to drive around this wet circuit. As the virtual safety car is gone and we're back to green flag running. As Mystic Mind, sorry, my mistake. There's a yellow flag, sector 3. There's an Alfa Romeo going slowly. It's the Alfa Romeo of Lachu, who's now entering the pit lane. As Synax pits, changing his front wing again. The rain has gotten better now, but the track is still very wet. As now we go on board with CPB, who's attacking Jack SFC. Jack has a bad moment of oversteer and has to let CPB pass. As Synax was going slowly, he will now pass where Prism has retired. As CPB gets up into P3 now, and Jack SFC and CPB are having a fight. Rexy also wants to get involved in this. It goes Jack, Aiden, also now CPB, and GG Rexy, all fighting for that same position of P3, that last podium position. As Katana has also retired. No, sorry, my mistake. Everybody has now passed all the retired cars on track, and the pit window is open for all cars to go onto the intermediate tyres. today Tommy will try go get past 5 Streak and Haas. As he tries going down the inside in the flat out right-hander, and he does it. He gets past 5 Streak. GG Rexy also gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. As CPB is now going round the outside, or tried to go round the outside of Jack, but that doesn't work out. He's now in the fast chicane section. Jack loses it and Aiden gets past. Jack has spun. Today Tommy gets past Mystic Mind. 5 Streak gets past Mystic Mind as well, who seems to be going slowly. It's very odd, the interval times are not working. As everybody is now, as the top 4 have pitted. As everybody's going on to the intermediate tyres. Almost everybody has pitted except the bottom 2 who have pitted laps earlier, but onto the the extreme wet compound of tyres. As Synax gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and here we can see the places gained, and today Tommy is actually leading this race, but is on the wet compound of tyres, so he will soon be overtaken by the charging Jargon. The prancing horse of Jargon. And here we can see everybody's tyres, as Jargon is going to try overtake today Tommy. Today's Tommy is defending all he can, but Jargon just has the traction. He's going down the inside and he gets past today Tommy, going into the last sector now. Today Tommy is now in P2. He has to pit for new tyres. What is going on here? And today Tommy does pit. As Latry gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. As Mystic Mind and Jack SFC get past Latry, who's coming out of the pit lane now. As Latry gets the fastest lap of 1:37.904, and that was my mistake. It was Mystic Mind who was exiting the pit lane, it seems, and he has gotten past. No, my mistake once again. It was 5 Streak who was exiting the pit lane, and Mystic Mind and Jack overtook him. He's now going board with Jack SFC, who is trying to attack the Alfa Romeo of Mystic Mind for 6th place. He's 7 tenths back, 6 now, but it seems as though he might be unable to pass him. But actually, no, he is able. He's 3/10 back now. He's got the ERS advantage on Mystic Mind. He's gonna go try, he's probably going to go for it into this corner as Mystic Mind tries to, looks down the inside of Today Tommy, but thinks better of it. Jack SFC is now 3/10 back from Mystic Mind. He's gonna probably try go for it going into this chicane now. He's going down. He's gonna. He goes to the inside, but thinks better of it. Breaks earlier and goes back onto the normal racing line, losing him a couple of hundredths of a second. Now he's still trailing Mystic Mind in the Alfa Romeo. As Mystic Mind goes a bit wide, Jargon gets the fastest lap of 1:34.4. Jack looks down the inside again, but thinks better of it once again. He's getting extremely close now. He's gonna try. He looks down the inside, going into the hairpin. Brakes a bit late and gives the Alfa Romeo a bit of a nudge. Going into the penultimate corner. He's got the ERS. He's gonna overtake on the straight. He does it. He passes the Alfa Romeo on the straight. Going into turn 1. Now he's got his eyes set on the Williams of Today Tommy. As these three have been squabbling, the Haas of 5 Streak has been able to catch up. So now it's going to be a 4-way fight for that P5 position that currently Today Tommy is in. Jack is now 3/10 back from the Williams. He's gonna hopefully try overtake into the same into this turn. He does it. He's got the ERS advantage and he breezes past. Just shows how much skill these drivers need to have to race this close. Now Mystic Mind's gonna try and get past Tommy, who seems to be slowing down. The Haas of 5 Streak is now catching up to the Alfa Romeo of Mystic Mind, who is stuck behind the Williams in P6 of Today Tommy. This 5 Streak is now only 4/10 back. Hopefully later this lap he will be able to overtake, even though he does have 3 seconds of time penalties. As Jack SFC gets a time penalty for multiple warnings, as 5 Streak is extremely slow through that corner, as Jargon sets the fastest lap with a 1:34.374. As Mystic Mind is now only 4/10 back from the Williams. And the Williams goes deep, and Mystic Mind capitalizes on that mistake and is now only 3/10 back. He's got the ERS, but he got overstick coming out of that corner, and he won't be able to overtake unless Today Tommy makes a mistake coming out of this corner, which is quite unlikely. So Mystic Mind's only around 2/10 back, and he gets overstay going into that curb. Sorry, loses traction going onto that curb, and is now only now 7/10 back from the Williams. Now 5 streak in the Haas is 5/10 of a second behind the Alfa Romeo, and is trying to overtake that Alfa Romeo for that P7 spot to maximize on his points. As that as Mystic Mind gets overtaken by the Haas, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties. I tried to deal with, but now Mystic Mind sends it up the inside at the hairpin, but was just too far back and gives himself front wing damage. So unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo driver. It seems as though nothing is going his way today. As now we go on board with Rexy, who's trying to get past CPV or Raiden, who is in that P3 spot, so he can take that last podium position and gain maximum points for the Racing Point team. It's only 5/10 back at this point. But CPB has the ERS advantage with over 95% ERS, whilst Rexy 35 Whitehand only has around 5%. It doesn't look in the Filipino driver's favour today. It's not looking in the Filipino driver. I forgot words. It's not looking it doesn't seem as though Rexy will be able to get past CPB unless he gains a half a tenth on track, which is quite hard to do in a wet race. Now the gap's increased to 7/10. 7 laps left of this Australian Grand Prix. It's only 4/10 back as Mystic Mind gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And Rexy has a moment of oversteer, clipping the grass right there. That was quite close to disaster. Now he's lost about 3/10 of a second. Now the gap's up to a second and nearly a half. Now let's go on board with 5 streak, who's getting nearer and nearer today. Tommy, only around 5 seconds back. Two tenths back now. He's gonna go try overtake. Oh, but he's extremely slow through that corner. And today Tommy gains about 5/10 of a second on him just in that corner. So 5 streak really needs to step up his game going through that fast right left section coming out of the DRS zone. Sorry, coming into the DRS zone. Seems as though he's got the 5 streak has the ERS advantage, as today Tommy is using up all his ERS to try keep that gap stable between the two. This 5 streak has a terrible exit coming out of that corner and has now lost 4/10 of a second and is now 1 second behind the Williams. Jack SFC gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. 5 Streak's only 6 temps back now. He's gonna use up all of his ERS coming out of this corner, but once again he's quite slow through that corner, losing around 5/10 of a second just through that corner alone. As now we go on board with Rexy, who is getting closer and closer to CPB and getting that goal and reaching that P3. It seems as though Rexy really needs to get past him and extend a 3-second gap if he wants to keep that podium position. In fact, since he's got 3 seconds of worth of time penalties. Now go on board with 5 Streak, who's getting increasingly closer to the Williams of today, Tommy, who's now gotten a 3-second time penalty as well. As Jargon sets the fastest lap again with a 1:33.631. He's 2/10 back. He's gonna try go for it, but once again, this is his worst corner on the track. Losing out a bit, but gaining it on the exit of gaining it through the kink in the half straight or curve straight. However, not straight. Straight basically. Anyways, he might get him soon. He's 4/10 back. He's got the ERS advantage. He might get him through the next corner. So now it seems as though Rexy is getting increasingly closer. 2/10 separate the two drivers. Going into, heading into the chicane. Now, that comes out into the fast right left-hander, which is a very tricky corner to get right. Now Rexy is 5/10 back now. And 5 Streak is 3/10 back, 2.5 back now, sorry. But once again loses out on the exit of that corner. But today Tommy gets oversteer and 5 Streak gains on it. He's gonna try overtaking. He's going to the inside, but thinks better of it. It's 3/10 back. He's gonna try go for it to the through turn 1. Going for it. Words, I forget words sometimes. He's gonna try go for it into turn 1, but once again, sorry, not once again, he loses out on the exit because of the traction. As Synax gets past Lachu. The two drivers are battling it out. When Lachu goes off track and Synax capitalizes on it. He goes around the outside onto the grass, and he gets past Lazio, who hits the wall, and Lazio gets past once again. But Synax is not going to let him get past again. He's trailing close behind. Less than a tenth separate the two drivers, and Lazio cuts the corner. He's lost half of his front wing. Five Streak is gonna try get past today Tommy now. Less than 4 tenths separate the two drivers. Now less than 7 tenths separate the two drivers. Let's check up here on the AlphaTauri and Racing Point battle. The Racing Point is now 3.5 tenths. It's 3.5 tenths between the two drivers now. Sorry, less than 6 tenths now. 6 tenths exactly. It's gonna go down to the last lap, this battle, I can assure that. As CPB or Aiden goes in a bit deep into that hairpin, and Rexy's going to try capitalize on his error, but he doesn't have enough ERS power to do so. So at this point, it seems as though Rexy needs to harvest that ERS if he wants to get past CPB, who has over 30% ERS at this point in time. Less than 3 tenths separate them now. Rexy has enough ERS to attack. He's gonna try capitalize on the amount of ERS he has now, deploying ERS, but still doesn't have enough ERS. As now CPB or Aiden is now getting to, the pressure is getting to him. As now Rexy is 1.5 tenths behind. He's gonna get into that slipstream. Deploy the ERS. But Aiden just deploys a bit more ERS. This is a very close battle. Oh, as Rexy hits the back end of the AlphaTauri and loses his front wing end plate. That is so unfortunate for the Filipino driver, as Lazio gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, and at this point in time there are only 4 drivers without any penalties. Jargon, JHCPB, and CPB now gets a 3-second time penalty, and Synax, who don't have penalties. And Jargon wins the Australian Grand Prix. JH close behind, going into the last corner now. Let's see what happens in this. What happens to these two drivers? Will Rexy get past on the last corner? Will he? Sadly, no, he won't. What excellent driving from the two, the AlphaTauri and Racing Point driver. The AlphaTauri driver holding, defending his position from the attacking Racing Point. And here we have the driver of the day, CPB or Aiden. Very well deserved. The excellent defending does it. His defending at its best. And here we see our top three finishers. Jargon celebrating on the top step. JH in second, and CPB Aiden in third, flying that North Korean flag proudly. And here we have our finishers. Jargon finishes in P1 with the fastest lap. JH in second, CPB in third, Rexy in fourth, Jack SFC03 in fifth, Today Tommy in sixth, 5 Streak seventh, Mystic Mind eighth, Synax ninth with one lap down, and Lachu 10th, 1 lap down as well. Congratulations to all the finishers, the top 3 podium finishers, and everybody this race. Congratulations to everybody, I meant to say. And now we will be going to interviews, to interview our top 3 drivers today, who are once again Jargon, JH, and CPB. Right, hello, sorry about that, I just had to deal with something. Right, so, congratulations on both of your finish, the Ferrari 1-2.
Thank you.
That's an excellent result. Anyways, how would both of you rate your performances this race?
Like an 8.5, maybe a 9.
I would say like a 7, 7.5. Because there were some mistakes that I made, but overall was solid. for both of us.
Yeah, it was really solid.
And for
Yeah,
Tristan, it wasn't solid. For Tristan.
Yeah, I haven't. I didn't have um the input devices set up properly because it's all set on the under Aiden, who has some weird 3Q91 microphone. But that's beside the point. Um. Anyways, so.
Yeah, do you have any questions?
Yeah. This is really not working. Right. Anyways. So after that. How did both of you react after you saw that both Mercedes retired?
I mean, for Freddy, I wasn't still not sure if if it was my fault, like him DNFing. I wasn't sure. I'm still not sure.
All right.
Sorry to intrude, but we cannot hear anyone.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out what happened because Aiden, it's all set up for you.
Oh yeah. Just turn all the volume mixer up, like the desktop's on.
Yeah, no, my microphone. Okay. Uh, right, wonderful. Um, give me like 10 seconds. I'll figure out what's happened.
Sure.
Um, I just got an idea. Um, yeah, no, that's not working. Huh. What if I just do that? Does that work now?
Wait, Toga, can you send me your footage of me with Freddy?
Yeah.
I'll send it to you after, right
Yeah.
after, because I need to keep it.
Yeah, it's alright.
This really does hate me, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Does it work now? Can you speak, please? No. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. Right. That's terrible. So I guess no interviews.
No,
Alright. Thank you for your time.
No worries.
Yeah. Right, everybody.
Oh, Jesus.
Thank you for um
Come
for attending the stream, and I hope you have an excellent rest of the day. Sorry about the interviews; they are completely broken. As Aiden, Aiden has a weird display audio output method. So, anyways, thank you all for turning up, and have a good rest of your day.